lecture on gravitation. So heading is gravitation 4 I have written, simply telling you it is lecture 4th. In continuation we are dealing with, and I'm having this topic with me for today is gravitational field or gravitational field intensity. The meaning is same. Even I can say gravitational field strength, then also the meaning will be the same. And if I have to define gravitational field, then like you have experienced the magnetic field, though you are experiencing the gravitational field also, but maybe you have played with the magnet that you are able to attract the things with you from a distance. It means if you are keeping the iron fillings at a distance, you are able to attract it with the magnet. Then if I am taking that object, this is my magnet supposingly, and if I am keeping the iron fillings here, I am able to attract. But if I am taking it here, means beyond its range, then this magnet will not be able to attract the iron fillings. So it means there is a limit up to which the field of this magnet can be experienced. Similar to that, I am having the definition of the gravitational field or gravitational field intensity. Simply to define, that is simply gravitational field is the space around the earth, because we are dealing with the earth's gravitational field. And when I am talking about this, then of course here's gravitational field, it is the space around the earth in which the gravitational effect, or I can say the attractive force due to the earth can be experienced. So if this is the earth and I'm taking it as a point body, and its gravitational field can be experienced if I'm going at a distance, say r from away from it, up to this limit I am able to experience the gravitational field due to the earth. So this is the space around the earth in which the gravitational effect of experience or the gravitational force due to earth can be experienced. So that is your gravitational field. And when I have to say gravitational field intensity, it is denoted by E, because how to measure? If I want to measure what is the value of the gravitational field here at this point, P point, if I say, then what it is experienced by, it is written as the force experienced by a body of unit mass. So for checking what is the gravitational field intensity at this point, what I have to do, I have to bring a body of unit mass. Here I will be putting, and then if m is the mass of the earth, then I can find the gravitational field intensity by simply dividing the force between these two bodies. If supposingly for my convenience I am taking the body here is of mass m, then the gravitational field here's F, that you all know, can be written as Gmm divided by r square. If r is the distance between these two masses, capital M and small m, then I have to do what is that I have to divide it by m. So to divide it by m, so this m and this m will get cancelled, and I'm getting the value for the gravitational field intensity, that is equals to Gm upon r square. So this Gm upon r square is the value, or I can say the magnitude of the gravitational field intensity. So to be better, you can write it as, this is the magnitude of the intensity, that is given by Gm upon r square. But the same formula we have calculated even years when we were talking about small g in the previous class, acceleration due to gravity. So you can see its magnitude is same as that of g. Magnitude of gravitational field intensity or gravitational field strength, it is same as that of acceleration due to gravity. So magnitude, I'm writing it again, magnitude of E, that is equals to yours G. But you can see both are different quantities because gravitational field intensity is a vector and the direction of the electric field intensity will be same as that of force. So here if you want to mark the direction of the force with you, then what will be the direction of the force here at this point? It will be towards the earth. The direction will be towards the earth. And same will be the direction for the gravitational field intensity. Gravitational field intensity and the direction of the force is same. So if the Newton's law of gravitation is clear with you, then you can find and you can see that what will be the units of this. Units will be Newton per kilogram, SI unit. And if I want to write the dimensional formula, dimensions with you will be equals to, of course, you know the dimensional formula for force, that is mLT minus 2 divided by the dimensional formula for the mass. So dimensions are also same as that of acceleration due to gravity. But you know terms are different. Acceleration due to gravity is the acceleration with which the body is getting attracted towards the center of earth. And similarly, your electrical field intensity, if you have to define, that is the gravitational field strength or the force experienced by a unit mass if kept at that place. If I can give you any, because the superposition principle you have already done. So if I'm the same will be applicable here if I'm going to find for the point P. At point P, due to these two masses, I want to find, this is a simple question with you, find the gravitational field intensity at P point due to these two masses M1 and M2. Then what it is that at P point, it means I have to place a unit mass, and here E, total E will be given by yours E1 plus gravitational field, it is a vector quantity. So I have to take, whenever I have a gravitational field intensity at point P due to these two masses, if I name them as points A and P, then what will be the direction of this? At P due to A, it will be away from P, of course it will be towards, and here it will be this. So this is the direction for E1, this is the direction for E2, and you can find the resultant angle is here 60 degree, each side is equals to 1 meter. Gravitational field intensity at P point due to M1 and M2. So E1 will be equals to GM1 divided by R1 square. If I go with the magnitude of E1, so you can write the value for here G, you know, or you can leave the things here. Similarly, you can write the value for R1, of course you can write it as 1 meter, so it will be equals to GM1. And similarly, if you want to find E2, magnitude will be GM2 divided by R2 square. GM2 divided by R2 square is the value of E2. E1 and E2, if you know their directions, diagram should be clear, then you can find the value of this for the resultant gravitational field at P point. Gm upon R square. R1, R2, if they are given in the question, angle is given, you can use simply by the parallelogram law of vector addition, and direction of this will be given to you. Here if I am having these two values with you, then you can find the direction. Here the direction will be of course somewhere between E1 and E2. That will be the direction of your E vector. Here, if you suppose some angle alpha or beta here, which the resultant is making, I'm making the diagram again with you, beta. This is M1, M2. This is your P point. So the direction of the resultant E will be this. So this angle I'm saying, this is beta. If I take the angle which is it is making with the first vector. First vector is your E1. Second vector is yours E2. So you can always find the value for the tan beta also, as well as you can find the magnitude. So this way, if I want to write the E will be given by magnitude. If I talk about the E, that will be equals to E1 square plus E2 square plus 2E1 E2 cos theta, and the value of theta is 60 degree. Tan beta also you have to find. M2 you can write, and you can work out with the things. Cos 60 means 1/2. That will be given by your E2. Sin theta divided by plus E2 cos theta. So theta is given, beta you can find. So this way, and the numericals you can be given with the values. Yes, बच्चे, next quantity with you is gravitational potential energy. That is denoted by capital U. Of course, when I want to find gravitational potential energy, it is equals to the work done in bringing a given body from infinity to a given point. So whenever I want to find the gravitational potential energy at a given point, it is given by the work done in bringing a given body from infinity to the given point. That is your gravitational potential energy, U. It means if I am here, this is supposingly the Earth. I want to bring a body of unit, given body of mass m. I'm willing to find the gravitational potential energy at P point, supposingly. So wherever I want to find the gravitational potential energy, there only I have to bring this body from infinity to the given point. So because it is equals to work done is a scalar quantity. So it is also a scalar quantity. So it's a scalar quantity, of course. And units and dimensions will be same as that of work done. So if you know the units and dimensions of work done, that is energy mL2T minus, and the units, SI unit is joule, SI unit. So that should be clear. Now what I want to do is, I want to derive the expression for the gravitational potential energy at the given point P, which is, this is of course Earth. So don't get confused with the gravitational field intensity. This distance I'm saying is r, small r. I want to bring this body from infinity to this point M. I want to find the total work. Supposingly I'm coming at this point, which is here. I'm moving from A to B. Which is the distance dx. I want to find the small work done, and doing so, small work done will be equals to F into dx. And for that, you may take that this distance here is x, distance between the center of the earth and the A point. This distance is x. If I'm earlier at distance x, I'm moving it through this distance dx, and then I want to find the small amount of work done, that is equals to dw. And when I have to find the total work done, of course total work done will be equals to integral of dw from infinity to r distance. So if I know the value of dw is f dx means gmm into x square divided by the distance square x square into dx. I want to find the integration. Then you do the integration, you can work it out. Now integration, if you work out, then this work done will be equals to gmm is constant, mass is not changing. Integration of x power minus 2 dx, and limit I am taking from infinity to r will be equals to gmm x power minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1, and limits are infinity to r. So once you are able to do the integration, then you are able to work out with the things. So I'm getting gmm as it is, and inside I'm getting minus 1 upon gmm, inside I am getting minus 1 upon x. And when you work it out, you are getting gmm upper limit minus lower limit. It means minus 1 upon r minus 1 upon infinity. So you will be getting it 1 upon infinity will be 0. So you are getting the formula with you is minus gmm upon r. This is the expression with you for the gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy, which is equals to the work done in bringing a given body at a given point where you want to find the gravitational potential energy. So if supposingly I am moving from R1 to R2, so accordingly I can put the limits, I can work out with the things. If I am moving from this, this is your earth, I am moving from this R1 to R2 distance, this distance, it means this distance at this position A is R1, and at position B if I am taking it as R2. So if I take this R2 on the surface of earth, then R2 will become equals to capital R, and if this is at height h above the surface of Earth, then the R1 will become equals to capital R plus h. And then you work out, you find the gravitational potential energy. So you have to prove that the gravitational potential energy there you are getting equals to mgh. So that way you should be able to work out with the different cases. I'm just showing all those cases to you. Taking the things again back from the beginning, we are dealing in gravitational field. We are talking about the space around the body in which the gravitational force of attraction can be experienced. That is your gravitational field or gravitational field intensity. Meaning is the same, denoted by E. Vector quantity it is. I want to write its formula. It is of course given by the force experienced by a unit mass placed at that point. So you can write the formula with you, that is equals to gmm upon r square into 1 upon m. So you are getting it equals to gm upon r square, the same value as we got for the acceleration due to gravity. This is but numerically, not otherwise. Both the quantities are different because gravitational field intensity and your acceleration due to gravity, these are two separate terms. So not to get confused with the things. Dimensions you are already aware. Newton per kilogram, or dimensional formula is also same as that of acceleration due to gravity. When I am talking about gravitational potential energy, which is equals to the work done. So work done in bringing a body from infinity to a given point. So when zero, gravitational potential energy is zero. That is zero level of potential energy is at infinity. Now if I am finding the expression for the gravitational potential energy, I am bringing the body from infinity to a given point P point. And then you have to find the work done, small work done first, moving the distance dx, then total work done from infinity to r. When you are taking the total work done from infinity to r, then you can find this expression by simply taking the integration. We are getting equals to minus gmm upon r. Special cases I have to focus, that is if R is increasing, of course potential energy, yours if R is more, potential energy will be less. But here with it is negative sign, so negative of less will be positive. So as a result, potential energy increases. So this point is to be noted. So when you are increasing the R, potential energy is increasing, and the zero is the maximum value at infinity if I take. If I R2 given positions, then I will be putting the limits from R1 to R2, upper limit minus lower limit. It means 1 upon R minus of 1 upon R2 minus of this 1 upon R1. So as a result, I am getting gmm into 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon R2. So you have to see that when you are moving the body from surface of Earth, R1 equals to capital R, to a height R plus H, then if you put the values here for R1 and R2, this is simple mathematics about the change after putting the limits. You are getting gmm into 1 upon R minus 1 upon R plus H. So gmm upon R, if I take common, I am getting 1 minus R upon R plus H. So you need to work it out. I am able to write it in terms of 1 upon 1 plus h upon r. When I am able to write, it means 1 plus h upon r power minus 1. And when h is less, then you can use the binomial, and when you work it out, then you need to get expression we are getting, that is gm upon this 1 and 1 will cancel, minus will become positive. So I am getting h upon r. gm upon r square, capital Gm upon capital R square, that is equals to small g. So that I can replace by small g, and as a result I am getting the potential energy, that is when I am moving from a body from the surface of earth to a given height h, I am getting it equals to mgh. Keep this, bache. Thank you everyone.